Good evening, y'all. So we're out of here. Chloe's still asleep under the pile of blankets, and I did post a video of my plant haul not too long ago. So it's a little after 8:30, or almost 8:30, about 8:25. Close enough for me. It's getting late. So it's February 2nd. Can't believe it's already February. Sunday, and I am going to show you how I fry up a pork steak. It's a pork shoulder steak. Again, I got this from Murphy's Market, a good deal because they had to get it off the shelf. Still really good. I got a couple more in the refrigerator. I'm just gonna break them down and then put them in the freezer for, something else. So what I do with mine, I just put a little bit of oil. I use a vegetable oil. I mean, you can use like an olive oil or low burning oil. Never used grapeseed oil, but I want to try it. I'm not a fan of canola oil, so that's what I have in there. And for my, I do a flour mixture, and it's a simple thing. I use a little bit of all-purpose flour, panko breadcrumbs, and I kind of try and do maybe a little bit more panko than the flour. I do not have an exact measurement of what I use. I just kind of eyeball it for what my experience with cooking, baking, whatever, and what sounds good to me, what may go to, good together as seasonings. So in my, and I just put it in a simple Ziploc bag. Use some garlic powder. My lid's broken on that one. A little bit of cayenne pepper for some spice. We have some onion powder. I don't typically use this that often, every once in a while. Parsley, because I love parsley. Black pepper. I do not use salt, as there's so much salt already in the foods that we eat, my opinion. But to each their own. If you feel you need salt, add a little bit of salt. Don't overdo it though. So again, with this, what I'm going to do is simply, I'm going to bring it down here, and then for a side, I'm going to try and do a one pan cook. So basically, I've already pre-chopped some red onion. If you remember, I made those jalapeno poppers the other day. I posted that. I had a little left, that broken one. I'm going to use that up. Some mushrooms I'm going to slice, and a zucchini. This is going to be a side dish. And then just a simple green salad. No big deal, with maybe some ranch or some balsamic vinegar. I don't know yet. Vinaigrette. So what I do, I'm going to go ahead and, that's my hands off the pork. Towel. Again, I'm using this, if you can see over here, it's a gas stove, so I gotta be really careful that I do not asphyxiate myself, so I have to turn on my fan. Sorry, it's gonna be a little loud in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and lightly season this, because I've already seasoned the flour mixture. So a little bit of parsley, a little bit of cayenne. That's a lot of cayenne, but I do kind of like it. A little bit of onion powder, garlic with the broken lid. There we go. Work with what you have. Okay, I'm gonna rub this in just a little bit. Yeah, and then we'll flip it over. Rinse off my hands. Again, we're dealing with pork, just like any kind of meat. You just want to be, safe. You don't want to cross-contaminate your spices and whatever else you're using. So, same thing. Same spices, black pepper, parsley, garlic powder, broken lid. There we go. And I cook this probably, I'm gonna cook it well done. It still comes out really juicy and tender, but from what I've researched, USDA for pork, they lifted the restrictions, guidelines on pork, but yeah, I still want to cook it all the way through, but still make it juicy, tender, you know, moist, that sort of thing. So I just make sure this is all mixed up. Then simply add my pork steak in there. Gonna zip this closed. Okay, we'll get rid of that here. And then we just simply shake, like a shake and bake almost. Simple, fast, easy, get it done. Not spending a lot of time doing dishes because you're using this dish for that and that for that and that for that. So do tester. Is this stove, it heats up really, really fast. I just want to test it. If it's not ready, it's not ready. That's fine. Just kind of wipe up my mess here just a little bit from my seasonings. Go. Maybe give it a little bit more toss. There we go. I'll get my lid ready. What I like to do, I like to get a good crust on the bottom and then flip it over, kind of like my chicken. I'll get a good crust, flip it over, put the lid on, and then just let it do its thing. Check on it every couple minutes. Again, like chicken, I want it well done, though it's not going to be overcooked. I have never overcooked, knock on wood, I think I would. A pork chop or pork steak, never overcooked one. Now we just test this again. Not quite. I'm just going to turn it up just a little bit to like a medium low. Let that come together. While we're doing that, I'm just going to slice up these mushrooms, because once the pork steak is ready, I'll pull that out and let it sit for a little bit, and then we'll saute up these vegetables. And I'm not too big on overly seasoning, so because I'm going to use the same pan, so there's going to be a lot of seasoning already in that pan from the pork chop, which will season the vegetables. That's over there. Cut the end off of that. And I'm only going to maybe do about half of that. So I'm just going to do slices. I might quarter these, but yeah, we'll see how we go. Yeah, I think I will quarter. It gives it, or half them. Yeah, let's just half them. There we go. Again, I'm not the best knife chopper person in the world, but hey, I'm not complaining. Just showing you how I do it. So we are actually, I think we're about ready. One more time here. Yes. All right. So with that, I'm just going to shake off the excess. And it's kind of, I don't know, maybe not quite an inch, almost an inch thick. So you just want to lay it away from you. It's got a little tiny bone on one end. Wash my hands real quick. And since laying it in, I did take it out of the refrigerator for a few minutes just to kind of bring it, or try to bring it up a little bit to temp. That way, when I do put it in the pan, it doesn't take, that's a pepper, it doesn't take the temp of the oil all the way down so much to where you have to wait a while for it to come back up to temp. So once that is said and done, I'm going to grab a bag here, put the rest of this zucchini away. We won't need that anymore. Yeah, it'll be like the snack or, breakfast. And what I don't eat out of here, I can always turn like the vegetables into an egg, like an omelet or something like that for breakfast. And again, I'm limited on my space, so I really have to kind of watch my, oh, what do you say, my area of working, because it's so small. It can be kind of frustrating a little bit, because I love to cook, and it's just, well, I didn't realize I had 2 cloves of garlic. That's okay. It's in here. And I am actually going to use this as a side too. It's pear, Bartlett pear. It's overly ripe. It's very tasty, but pears, like apples, they go well with pork. So I'm just gonna let that do its thing, put my spices away real quick. Let me know what you guys are having for dinner tonight. If you do fry up pork, pork steak, pork chops, let me know how you do it. There's no right or wrong way. It's like I have one, because I love to cook, I have one drawer pretty much just for my spices and stuff like that to cook with. It's all good. So just letting it do its thing. Sounding good. And yeah, so tomorrow should be another busy day. It's going to be rainy, but it is what it is here in Humboldt County. So I am getting a little bit of blood coming up. I'm just going to peek at it a little bit. Again, I'm a little over medium, a little bit more closer to the higher side than not, because again, I'm still learning how to use my stove. Where I lived before, it was like I had no problem just, yeah, but this is much different. And give it a couple more minutes, and then I'll flip it over. We'll put the lid on, which this is from a camping set I have, and it goes on a little stop pot, and I like it because it's got the lids here, and on the pot you can literally hold on to the sides and drain it. It works wonders with this this pan, which again, I got this on clearance at Walmart for like $8. Normally it was like a $24.99 pan. I don't know why it was on clearance, but I'm not gonna ask questions. That's a good pan. Non-stick. I really love this pan. It's hard to find a good pan. So I'm just gonna keep checking until I like the color, which I like this color right here. So I'm gonna see if I can bring it over real quick. Again, I'm getting used to this tripod and selfie stick. That's really pretty. Really, really pretty. And then that'll sit for a minute. I may even just let that sit and flip it and then put the lid on. I haven't decided yet. But with that, yeah. So I mean, once it comes together fast. So the possibilities of putting together like different seasonings, whatever you might feel, keep in mind if you're allergic to something, you know, maybe you don't want to, like, you can't have flour, or you can't, you know, have mushrooms or whatever. You can have or choose any variety to go with this. I mean, I made a shoulder pork steak for breakfast, which I could only take a few bites because I haven't been eating that much lately. So I saved the rest for lunch. I was so hungry by about 2-3 o'clock this afternoon. It worked. Now I'm hungry again. But what I don't eat tonight, I can save it for tomorrow. You know, it's like freeze it for a later meal during the day, or the week. I mean, I'm sorry, or later in the month. I like to cook ahead. That way, I'm not taking so long to cook each meal every day because I just don't have the time. I work 3 jobs. I have that little dog that's still over there, Chloe. She's still under those blankets and has not moved. I don't know, since about 4 o'clock this afternoon. That's just her thing. She'll sleep and then she'll get up and demand attention, or in my lap. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to check it one more time. So I may wait, flip it before putting the lid on, but yeah, it's looking good. It's looking really, really good. So I just let it sit, do its thing for a minute. Sorry, I'm rambling on, but I just want to kind of get this going, show you how I do my vegetables, which is kind of straightforward. I mean, you just put them in there after you pull out your pork chop. And actually, I'm going to get a plate ready for it because it really does not take that long. I mean, when I made that, I wouldn't say it's pork chop, but pork steak. When I made that earlier this morning, it was only maybe a 10-minute cooking time for it on both sides with the lid, I want to say. So it really comes together pretty fast. And then I'll show you this other side, and I think I'll put my lid on. See? Kind of pretty. You got the little bit of green from the parsley, because I don't know why, I just really love parsley. So I'll put the lid on. At this point, I'm going to turn the heat down just a little, not too much, because again, I'm still trying to learn how to properly work this this stove. And it's pretty much the only pan I have at the moment, so what I'll do is just wait a little bit longer, then I'll pull it. We'll see if it's done, so probably like another couple of minutes. Anyway, so I just want to say that I'm slowly starting to get my results from my blood work. They did so many just last week, and my apparently my B12 and my vitamin B levels are off, of course. My CA125 is down. That's the ovarian cancer marker, that's great news. The one that's kind of concerning is my platelet count. It's at 142, and normal is 150 and up. But at 142, they're kind of concerned with it. But you know, it's to do with this sarcoidosis. They're trying to figure out why I keep falling, having moments of I just lose my balance. I don't know why, I just do. And my eyes are doing funny things. Like my vision is going in and out, so that's a concern. But you know, it is what it is. I'm dealing with it. I'm not complaining. We'll see what happens. What can I do? Definitely not going to cry anymore, because you know, that just slows you down, I guess. I mean, it's good to cry here and there, but you got to get up, feel it for a moment, deal with it, move on, see what we can do. And I'm just going to grab a pot holder, because the thing with this is the lid gets really, really hot. I don't know if you can see that. Again, it's hard to put that just right, but you can definitely hear it. So I'm just going to set that there. Bring it over here so you can see again. And that is beautiful color. Beautiful sound. It smells great. Wish we had smell-o-vision. So with that said, I'm going to try my best to get out there, you know, every morning, get out there, run, do my jobs, take Chloe for walks, get out there and do what I can as long as I can, because I don't know what's going on with my eyes. And again, you know, they mentioned maybe start using walking sticks, which or trekking poles or whatever. I have those for backpacking. I may have to start using those every day, or a cane, or you know, even a walker was mentioned. I really don't want to go there, but we'll see what happens. And hopefully, I definitely don't want to have surgery, so I'm tired of them cutting on me. With that said, I don't see any more blood, so what we're gonna do right now, I'm just gonna test it, And I do not want to cut it in my pan. And I, at the moment, do not have a meat thermometer, which I need to get one of those, by the way. Let's see, grab a knife here. I'm going to turn this down so it doesn't splash. And we're just going to cut into this. Probably another couple minutes. It's almost done. And I don't want to scratch up my pan by cutting on it. I'm going to put the lid back on. And I'm sorry, this might be a little bit winded of a video, but it's also like a, you know, like a chit chat, whatnot, what I'm going through. And kind of like, I've been told a few times that, you know, maybe the barn drop isn't for me because I can't handle it or anything. It's like, I can handle it. I just can't handle the funny stuff that comes along with it, if you know what I mean. I mean, if I see something I can do that works better to streamline a process, I want to do that. And I do run it by the owner. And half the time she's like, yeah. But then when somebody else comes in to cover for me, she'll come back. Usually when I go to use up, somebody will cover. And she'll come back and say, why did you change this? Oh, we know. It's like, but we did talk about it. We, like counting hay bales. It's like, I gave her a count. One day, I know I gave her a count. They actually stacked the hay bales differently this time than what they would normally stack them. And so it threw the count off a little bit. So when we started pulling hay bales, it's like, oh, this is how they did it this time. So I gave a more accurate count, and excuse me, and it threw the count off a little bit. So it's like, no, I'm pretty sure what I gave you this time was accurate, but just little things like that. And excuse me. So with that, I also have asthma, and the sarcoidosis in my lungs. I'm still dealing with that. You know, it's little things here and there. I ramble sometimes, but with Taco Bell, I made an inquiry about going for shift lead, which is the shift lead. If you get that, it's one step under becoming a assistant manager, then eventually have your own franchise managing that. And that's my goal. I want to work up that ladder. I really like Taco Bell. I just do. It's for me. I just love it. Love going. And so I will start training here to become shift lead, so then I can work my way up. With that, they offer a great benefits package and a good retirement. I'm gonna let that drain a little bit. Ooh, that just might be the kicker right here. Let's try again. See where we are. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Look at this. Look how pretty that looks. And it really didn't take that long once we got it going. So I'm going to let it sit here, rest, and chill out on a paper towel. Just kind of drain it. I'll put a little bit of foil on it. And hold the heat in a little bit. Don't mind, I still have my burner going. And I'll set that off to the side. So turn that down. Now the fun part. I'm going to go ahead and, I don't know if you can see, lift you up here. I might just get this. That one's going to be a little hot. I just don't want it on there. Yeah. I don't want it poking or popping and while it's still on the heat. Because the vegetables will not take that long at all. And because I am using, sorry, I can't do this two-handed and hold pan at the same time, so I haven't gotten that talented yet, but yeah. So with the Taco Bell, I am going to, because I had that jalapeno in there, I'm gonna work hard at becoming ship lead, because like I started this channel as a way to overcome a challenging, horrible breakup with my ex back in July. And though there was a moment there where he wanted to start again, but then he was not being completely honest with me about that. So basically he lied to me about that. So it got my hopes up a little bit, but whatever. And it really hurt. So I started that channel as a way to like have a diary of sorts, to where I can look back, see how far I've come. And it's really helped because I go back and look at those videos. I've even had people reach out to me and say, hey, what you talked about, I was going through that, it helped me. You know, that makes me feel good. So I've gone stronger since, more resilient and more confident in my abilities. So I'm saying all that to say this, that I really want to pursue a career with Taco Bell, of all places to work. It's like, you know, I have a BA in business administration through University of Phoenix, but I don't want to be behind a desk. I mean, maybe eventually I might find myself at the corporate office in Red Bluff, California with Taco Bell, or the company that owns Taco Bell. They own other restaurants, because I used to work for J&A Food Service, who owned like Burger King and Applebee's and Logan's Roadhouses and stuff like that. I did fine. I was an accountant assistant, or what do they call it? Staff accountant slash HR assistant. That's what it was. And I did really well. So we never know. But I want to retire. I still have my in-home care job. But, you know, they keep messing with my hours quite a bit, to where now, instead of 3 nights a week, which would have been Saturday, Sunday, and Friday, and each of those would be between 10 and 12-hour shifts, I'm down to just Friday, which is a 10-hour shift. Plus I have the barn job, which that's a 7-day a week. Basically, I don't get a day off. I do not get a day off. And rarely. I may get 1 or 2 Sundays off, but even with those days off, I'm still being bombarded out my door, or I'm being called, or, you know, it's like, I don't get a day off. I don't, and forget sleeping. It's like, I try to sleep. It's really hard. So while that's cooking, the vegetables, what I'll do is, I'm just gonna slice up just a little. I mean, the pear, it looks ugly, but it's still good. But, you know, we cut into this. You got some bruising on here. That's okay. All I'm gonna do is I'll just get this little seed out of there. That off to the side. I'll use the rest of that for breakfast. I could almost put this in my salad, I think. Alright, so I'm gonna set this off to the side. Here, I already have my plate ready. I'm hungry. Towel, these over here. Again, I'm trying to deal with the space I have. So I'm just going to open this up, plate up a little bit. And it's just a, spring mix, 50% spring mix, 50% spinach. They say it's washed 3 times. Just a little bit over there. And I got some of these. I love. I'll just put just a little bit, not much. And I am going to put these pears on the salad here. Kind of like that. Yeah, kind of looks great. Alright. Almost ready for that. talking about a balsamic vinaigrette, just simple. Let's put that on there. Doesn't have to be fancy. I mean, you can go all out. I can be a fancy cook if I want it to be. Some days I am, but most days it's like this. It's like I don't have time. I'm too tired. I just want something I can cook the night before and literally maybe have leftovers for the next day or down the road. I don't know. But let me, where did I put, oh, here it is. This one. I'm gonna check these vegetables. And again, they really do not take long to cook. They're already done. We're gonna turn off the stove. Make sure that gas is off. Or propane, I should say. So with that, I'm gonna put these actually in this bowl here with some paper towels because it does have a little bit of the oil. You don't really want a plate full of oil. And I'll drain off some of these for just a minute, but this is what they look like. Hope you can see that. Sorry about that. Very, very flavorful. They smell amazing. And you probably would not want to add more than what I added of the jalapeno. Usually I'll use like a serrano, but if you can't handle spice, you know, there's sweet peppers you can use, or you can not use peppers at all. So I'm gonna let these drain here in the paper towel for a minute. And I do want to thank you for your patience in this whole entire cooking process of this amazing meal. I'll set those off there for a minute. I'll kill that fan here in just a moment. Alright, so we already have our salad ready. So I'm going to grab this amazing pork steak. Lay that like so. Ooh, that looks amazing. Oh my goodness. Again, I wish we had smell-o-vision because it would be awesome. That over way. You should have drained a little bit. Alright. We'll plate up these vegetables. And sometimes I find myself extremely hungry, but by the time I take a bite or two, it's because of what I'm going through health-wise. I can't eat that much. And this is what it looks like. Amazing fried pork steak with a simple salad and with pears. And then you have some zucchini, mushrooms, a little bit of red onion, and jalapeno pepper. Simple seasoning. Again, half and half, maybe a little bit more of the panko than flour, but really simple. I'm going to turn this fan off. Simple, easy to get going, easy to make, and once you get going, very fast. And like I told you, get that off of there. Very juicy and tender. Still. Oh my god. A good crust on it. Amazing. And pears do go with the pork. I'm sorry guys, but this is so good. Wow. Amazing. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So with that, simple. It didn't take us that long. I mean, I did a lot of talking while we were cooking from start to finish. Zucchini. You do have the spice from the jalapeno, but it's all good. It's not over, excuse me, it's not overpowering that it's gonna be so much that you can't taste all the other flavors. So again, one more bite of this glorious pork steak, and I gotta get off here nice and juicy, tender. Well done. All right, I would pay probably, I'd pay $24.99 for this. Who knows? All right, y'all. Welcome to my channel if you're new. And my name's Loretta. Chloe's undercover still, fast asleep. Please like, subscribe. We do adventure videos. We share around the farm. And I love to cook and share my ideas with you and what works for me. Again, I'm not an expert, not a chef, but I pretend to be sometimes. Who knows? But anyway, hit that notification bell. Please leave me a positive comment. To those who have already subscribed, thank you so much. I love you. And yeah, I do apologize. It's just a longer video than anticipated, but you know, it was a process. I mean, from start to finish, you got to see how I do my fried pork steak. All right, with that, have a good night, you all. I gotta get to bed.